Good morning and welcome to my channel. A lot is going on. I finally have a channel name instead of my name. Growing in Grace by His Grace. And I thank you for joining me today. I'm going to take you on a walkthrough and kind of talk to you about everything that I've been able to get accomplished and some of the things that I'm working on, and just share the journey. So here we go. This area has been tilled up. I had a good brother in Christ who came with some compost from the compost facility up by Beatrice. We added some compost to this area and tilled it in. That is where the corn will go. This area has been composted and tilled in, and that is where my okra will grow. So I have been able to expand this year. This tub over here, my husband is allowing me to plant in. So I planted some peonies on the sides to cover the sides. They're kind of puny right now. I'm praying next year that it'll just look really cool because it'll cover the sides without anything man-made on it. The tub itself is kind of a funny man-made thing anyway, but I have this tree bark and tree brush stuff in the bottom half. And I'm doing that like the hugelkultur method. I'm going to add some topsoil and then some compost on top of that. And then I'll probably just plant some flowers, some easy to grow, not so big rooted system plants in here this year. And we'll see how that goes. This little flower bed is the one that I started kind of right away when we moved in, when I moved my perennial flowers over. I strongly suggest and highly encourage anybody growing food to also grow flowers. Not only are they beautiful to look at and enjoyable, they also bring in your beneficial insects and your beneficial pollinators for sure. So it serves a dual purpose. You get enjoyment out of it, and so do your pollinators. Over here, I still have yet to, I'm kind of waiting to see what other seedlings have popped up, but the strongest seedlings I'm going to try to transplant and get myself a little walkway to go in here. And then I can finish out making a bed in this area. This is too much space to just let it go wasted, and I want as much space for growing as possible. So I have to finish off rocking this little side here. I have to go out and get rocks again. And I started to mulch this end, but I got this bed finished today. This bed I finished a couple of days ago. And then that bed I had finished about a week ago. So I think it's about 13 foot long. And at this end, because I need a walkway, it's about 2.5, approximately 3 foot maybe, by about 13 foot. And this end is 4 foot. So this is a 4 foot by 10 foot bed, and that is the same size. And I've got my peas growing over here. They're not climbing their trellis yet. I'm praying that it'll be okay enough for them to climb up. I'm not sure how that's going to go. I still need to figure out where I'm going to plug stuff in at, but I don't want to plug anything else in until I get the beds finished. Here I've got peas, and they are beginning to find their trellis. My daikon radish seedlings are starting to pop up, and then this, I believe, is kohlrabi. Over here I figured out this is actually a row of radishes, and then that is a row of the red mango, mammoth beet, and another kind of radish. I'm trying radishes for the first time this year to grow them, so I'm not sure how it's going to go. I'm going to learn and share as I go. And what else did I want to share? I think I know in this flower bed area over here, I have a lot of the similar perennial flowers, but I also, last year I did it, so I did it again this year. I liked how that worked out. I planted a row of sunflower seeds back along the fence, so they should grow about as tall as the fence. And then over here in this little area, I planted some pokeberry bush seeds because I don't want to have to go foraging for it. It's a plant that not many people eat because you have to boil it several times and drain it and then fry it up to eat it. And I will show that when that gets closer. But I have quite a bit going on here. Everything that I have been given here has been but for the grace of God. Other than buying the red solo cups for seedlings and the potting soil mix itself to start the seedlings, I have been given many of these rocks by friends. The cardboard is free. My husband has brought that from work, and my boys have definitely been a big help to me dragging rocks in for this project. Just I am, I guess some people would call a hoarder, and I hold on to things because I do see the opportunities and the things that they could be, like the trellises. I didn't know what I was going to do with them when I got them, but within the last year I have turned them all into trellises. And again, they were free. I got them from a lady I was working for because she was just going to throw them away. And you can definitely use the things that God has given you. And that's really, I think, a big part of it. We are stewards of all the gifts that we have been given, and it's important that we use them well. And so that's why I wanted to share the journey as well, to just share the blessing of the blessing. And I look forward to taking you guys on continued journeys here as things continue to grow and get planted out, and just the lessons I've learned and what I am learning and the mistakes that I'm making that you can learn from. So I do appreciate feedback, and I appreciate questions. And speaking of questions, I was asked about the tomato vine thing that I'm trying to do this year. So to single vine them up on strings, I've got to put something across to each pole and then put strings down. And I will train the tomatoes up the strings and single vine them. And I will have a video on that when it gets closer. But I was asked if that was going to block and ruin lighting for these plants. And that's a very good, valid question. I'm not sure how that's going to go throughout the season. And that's another reason why you may want to follow along. It might be one of those learning from my mistakes to help you better that way. And also I was asked about whether I will leave the cardboard in the walkways. And yes, I will leave cardboard there. And actually, if I get the time and can, I know I've got plenty more cardboard. I'm gonna go back over because it is already breaking down in some areas where I've had cardboard for a while. And it will be a beneficial layer to keep the weeds down and keep it from being muddy when watering and when it rains. So I just wanted to cover those two questions. And yes, I will. I'm going to get this video uploaded for an update. If you have any questions, please feel free to comment. If you have any suggestions or ideas that I have missed, please feel free to comment. I want this to be an awesome community where we can come together and share and learn and grow together. As iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another. And so we'll just continue to take this journey along together. If you know anybody who would appreciate and enjoy following along on the journey, share and make sure to give it a like and help the YouTube algorithm get it to people who would benefit from watching a new gardener in their journey. Until we meet again, thank you again for joining me today, and God bless.